Over the weekend, the whole country celebrated the Queens Platinum Jubilee. It was a tribute to 70 years of humility, decency, and respect.
Fuck you, dude.
A reminder of our common cause to build
he's such a
better
cock.
country for
A
ourselves,
fucking
our
bellend,
children,
bruv.
and our grandchildren.
Humility?
It is
What you
grotesque
fucking mean,
that
humility?
the very
And
next day,
decency.
The Conservative Party has chosen to throw that sense of duty and those values on the bonfire.
I love when the Socialist Labour Party is talking about the Platinum Jubilee and talking about the Queen and the humility that she represents.
With a plan to ensure that Britain is never again plunged into a
This is such a fucking awesome Democratic Party adjacent,
so we can afford
Democratic Party adjacent fucking line right there.
Keir Starmer there giving
humility,
his
dude. Look at that. Queen Elizabeth appears as a hologram inside of a 260-year-old golden carriage. Humility. When I think about the Queen, I think humility and decency. 70 fucking years, bruv. 70 fucking years. All the colonies. Yeah, let me show you humility and decency. Are you ready for this? You want to see humility? You want to see decency? Here, let me show you some of the victims. Let me show you humility and decency. She was tortured with axes during Kenya's struggle for independence from British colonial rule. As Britain celebrates the Platinum Jubilee of its monarch, this old fighter wants to send her a message. Let Elizabeth bring what belongs to me. This is Muthoni Matenge. Let Elizabeth bring what belongs to me. That's what I want to say. No middlemen in between. Let the compensation come directly to me. She should look for a sensible person and send it here. Muthoni wants compensation for being tortured by British troops with axes. During Kenya's fight for independence... Hold on, there's her archive footage. She was part of the Mau Mau Rebellion, which began in 1952. I can't show you some of the footage. Just after Queen Elizabeth II assumed the throne. Remember, 70 years of decency, right? 70 years of decency. That's what Keir Starmer said. 70 years of decency, right? Just want to point that out. When they talk about 70 years of humility and decency, this is part of that. This is what they're talking about. Muthoni's husband was a rebel fighting the British colonizers. Like, their victims are still alive. When the British soldiers came, I said I had not seen him for days. I refused to tell them. Informing on the fighters was like signing your own death warrant. British troops tortured her, hoping she would give up her husband's location. She resisted, and the neighbors later helped her find him in the forest. He nursed my wounds and even my legs. Even if you look at this leg, you can see it was pierced with an axe twice. They chopped their leg up with an axe. But Muthoni was eventually caught by the British troops. I don't want to show. I'm worried that there might be some... As they brutally suppressed the rebellion. Along with thousands of other Kenyans, she was detained in inhumane conditions. Hey, does this, like, remind you of something? I mean, obviously, we live in a civilized world, right? Like, this would never happen, right? These kinds of concentration camps would never happen. Oh, wait, America does that in the Middle East, like, right now. Oh, that's right. We are still doing that. Never mind. That's true, but also, hey, you know, surely it's different. Surely. I mean, Hasan, you don't understand. Like, you know, the Middle Easterners, they deserve it. You know what I mean? They need this. Notice how they call the fighters for freedom from colonialism rebels? Thousands more were killed. At times, the dead bodies could fill up to 2 lorries, and we would bury them all day. We weren't allowed back inside before we buried them all. We would bury 6 people per grave. We had to pile them on top of each other. The British government paid compensation to more than 5,000 rebels in 2013. But Muthoni Matenge says without a lawyer, she was not able to claim any money. Now she wants justice from the British head of state. for herself and for her husband, who never emerged from the forest. Let her give me a just compensation because she's the ruler. So yeah, just remember. You know, just remember that. Just remember that. When people say humility and decency, 70 years of humility and decency, just remember that that's what they're talking about. Yeah, we are not a racist family. Guys, it's tradition. It's tradition. Oh, you don't understand it. It's tradition, bruv. Boy, bruv, it's fucking tradition, yeah? You gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta fucking do. Yep. They like it. They fucking like it. I'm obliged to do it, yeah? It's heritage, bruv. It's heritage. British people learn about the atrocities in their schools, or is it propagandized like in America? Decency, humility. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Decency and humility. Their response to this was, it's a tradition. Don't forget the mentally challenged cousins that were shunned by the royals. As we celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 70-year reign, let's not forget her first cousin Nerissa and Catherine Boleyn, who were mentally disabled and publicly pronounced dead, despite being hidden away at an asylum with no money or visitors until their deaths in 1986 and 2014. Nerissa and Catherine Boleyn. Wow, I didn't know that. This I did not actually know. In 1987, it was revealed that despite the 1963 edition of Burke's Peerage listing Nerissa and Catherine as having died in 1940 and 1961 respectively, the sisters were alive and had been placed in an Earlswood hospital for the mentally disabled people in 1941. In the terminology of their birth, were classified as imbeciles, and neither learned to talk. Nerissa died in 1986, age 66, with only hospital staff attending a funeral. While Catherine died in 2014, age 86. The sisters received no money from the family other than the £125 paid to Earlswood each year. Earlswood closed in 1997. I never learned about any of this in school in England. I had no idea. The monarchists are elitist freaks, as you already know. I mean, dude, you don't even need to know that much about like what the monarchs have done, other than like by design. It is just like an unjustifiable thing. You know what I mean? Like if we live in like in a democratic world, there were plenty of fucking hard fought and won battles against said unjustifiable hierarchies. So just across the board, you can just imagine everything horrible and everything wrong and attribute it to the monarchs without even actually knowing whether or not they've done it. And 99.9% of the time, they actually have done it. Collaboration with the Nazis, or you know, collaboration with other royal families, obviously, that they inbred with systemically. There's also a purposeful destruction of documents in regards to colonial projects called Operation Legacy. Even if they were charitable, good people, it wouldn't matter. The institution has to go. Yeah. American families send kids on the spectrum to live in the desert in Utah until they're 18. The Samoa until 25 all the time. This shit is common and is disgusting. Why the Sun was right to publish pictures of the Queen's Nazi salute. Many families have passed that they prefer to remain hidden, but it's different when it's entwined with the history of Britain. Showing our future queen making Nazi-style salutes in a 1933 home movie has caused something of a furor. Where are the most democratic, highest standard of living countries Why are all the highest democratic, highest standard of living countries all constitutional monarchies? Japan, Norway, UK, etc. Just think about that for a second, and maybe you'll be able to understand that the highest standard of living countries have you know, long traditions of you know, imperialism. I wonder if it has something to do with the legacy of imperialism rather than I don't fucking know, maintaining some like symbolic monarchy.